You know, after journeying through the early days of the MCU, staying on board long enough to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, I was really excited to hear James Gunn would be heading up the new DCU. So much so that I spent a fair amount of time gathering information on upcoming projects, which has only served to increase my appetite. And after watching Zack Snyder's mess of movies, that while in places are admittedly entertaining, they are also as depressing as the time my pet hamster died. I think many of us have been eagerly awaiting a return to a bright and hopeful Superman. Even Superman Returns, which contained its own set of problems, still managed to be more upbeat than Snyder's depression verse. Sadly, it looks like James Gunn is potentially aiming for a Snyder-esque Superman. At least that's the impression I get from this reveal image. First, it's not the actor. I know. People miss Henry Cavill. Sadly, that ship has sailed. David Cornsweet looks great. No issue with the casting. The suit, on the other hand, is awful. You have these big creases around the shoulders that make it look like Cornsweet is wearing shoulder pads underneath. The top half sort of looks like a really thick sweater. The more I look at the suit, it's starting to resemble a uniform, more than a Superman costume. If you stuck this suit on an evil incarnation of the character, it would be more fitting. The suit also features the red trunks, which don't serve any purpose other than to make Superman look goofy. Besides, underwear should always be worn underneath the trousers.
That's why it's called under fucking wear.
Jokes aside, it's not a deal breaker. Some of my favourite big and small screen portrayals of Superman were by actors wearing the costume with the underwear. And no, the strongman argument doesn't hold up. Back in the day when nobody really had a clue what a superhero was, sure. But nowadays, even your grandma has a Netflix account where she can watch Thanos punch Captain Marvel into outer space. By the way, did anyone else know that Superman's cape was tailored by a drapery seamstress?
Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
I'm getting vampire vibes from the way it hangs so heavily over his shoulders.
I am Dracula.
And that deep crimson really isn't helping. Not quite Bram Stoker, but it's definitely giving me vampire vibes. Not a fan of the high collar either. Only helps reinforce the idea of this being a more militant Superman. Oh no, James, where are you going with this? I'm actually kind of worried now. As much as I do enjoy bashing on Snyder's movies, actually, you know how most YouTubers will crank the saturation all the way up on their thumbnails? Zack Snyder's philosophy seems to run in opposition, and not just when it comes to saturation levels, which we'll return to momentarily. His whole approach is grimdark and gritty. I've always gotten the impression he would just love to direct a live-action Warhammer movie. That would be right up his alley. This fucking guy, I swear. He won't be happy until he sucked all the joy out of the entire universe, which makes this next part freaking hilarious arse. If you put Henry Cavill's costume next to the one that James came up with, Cavill's, even with the low colour level, looks far superior. For one, you can see his neck. He actually looks more approachable, and overall, while it's not the perfect design, it's a lot more sleek.
The last good thing you'll ever do.
And when it comes to the overall tone and colouring, the classic Christopher Reeve suit sends a clear message. This is a superhero, not an edgelord. Same when you compare it to Brandon Routh's Superman suit, and Tyler Ho-Ho, I Wish You a Merry Christmas, Hocklin suit. They all look much better. I was scrolling on YouTube when I came across this fan-made Superman Legacy trainer. This suit is not bad. Superman now does look hopeful and inspiring. Just take a moment to bask in that glorious colour. Let those saturated rays sink in. I've got no idea why this backwards superstition in film continues, where every director that's not associated with Marvel are all terrified of using brighter colours and costumes.
Stay away. Stay away.
Gotta admit, I did enjoy that dig that X-Men 97 took at the first X-Men movie.
Am I going to war or a circus?
What'd you expect? Black leather?
Nice, very nice.
The other noteworthy problem is David Cornsweet's lack of emotion. His expression is so dour. I mean, I know putting on your boots is not the most exciting activity in the world, but come on James, why did you pick this image to show off the new Superman for the rebooted / continuation of the DCU? I would have absolutely loved to have been inside the mind of James Gunn when he had the marvellous idea to take the world's most hopeful hero, Superman, and present him to everyone as—
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane!
It's Superman.
No, you buffoon. It's Super Drummer Man. Right now, it looks like James's Superman is much more in line with Snyder's. Showing David Cornsweet flying through the sky would have been more inspiring than this. Or, I don't know, just have him do something incredibly simple like smile. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think you should put your best foot forwards when revealing the first image for a brand new Superman. One that makes people go absolutely bonkers. Not one that you just look at and go, yeah, looks alright I guess. James Gunn has made some fantastic movies, albeit with flawed characters. When we first meet the Guardians of the Galaxy, a whole lot of them deserve to be in prison. Well, except for maybe Groot. He's a tree.
I am Groot?
And, oh no, I almost forgot James made this travesty, Brightburn. So it will be interesting to see how he handles a character that starts out as a positive force. When the trailer for the new Superman movie drops, I want to be bouncing out of my seat.
Let's fucking go.
Now, I know I've been moaning and groaning, but it's not like I want the new Superman to fail. I really don't. And definitely not a rerun of depressed journalist Superman. Please, no, if that happened, I would have to lose some brain cells on purpose. My hope is that James was just up late one night, the blood pumping through his heart consisting of 90% coffee, when he made the sleep-deprived choice to pick this image to show the world. Despite this lapse in judgment, I still hold out hope for James and his new Superman. Let's face it, out of the two of these gentlemen, James Gunn is much more talented when it comes down to crafting engaging stories. It's really going to come down to the first trailer we get. If that doesn't grab people right away, James is going to be in for an uphill battle.